All right, the third day. Let's get into it. So there was this tweet I saw on Twitter, obviously, or X, or whatever the hell you guys want to call it nowadays, about emulation is piracy, and of course this account named Megumi Bandicoot. I look at that, I think of Megumi from fuck, what was that anime called? Had Darkness, Megumi. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I love Konosuba. I just look at that. I'm almost half tempted to say Megumi, but anyway. So Megu, whatever. The Bandicoot account has his emulation, his piracy, and what's your take on this? And there's been a lot of takes on it. Obviously, if you don't know, emulation is not piracy. It's completely legal. You know, it's a no brainer if you're into the PC thing. If you've been into the PC game for a long while or even a short while, you figure that out rather quickly. So I put my 2 cents in there, and this is not to start drama. This is just me saying basically, how about companies give us what we want? I don't feel like buying hundreds of dollars worth of stuff just to play certain games again. Games that companies can't remaster due to licensing, and even if they do, how would we know it won't be in our GTA trilogy mess? You know, it's just simple as that. And really, just like with Kiss Anime before it got shut down, and the Kiss manga and all that other stuff. Of course, that's illegal now with the Japan with those Japanese laws. But it's stuff like that. Is really to preserve the stuff that came before and have lost a lot of traction, or were just hidden gems that no one, that unfortunately just was just it never had a breakthrough. It's it's stuff like that. It's the reason why I understand where we need to there's this need to have this stuff on backup drives, or at least kept somewhere in this digital safe, this virtual safe, or it's somewhere just to make sure that, man, we still have it, make sure it's not going to be lost for who knows how long. And there are still things being found out 20 years later, 20 plus years later, and it's like, man, whoa, this was a thing. Like, I just saw something a few days ago, and people were like, whoa, that's a thing. I can't remember what it is for the life of me, but oh, it looks like I got 2 notifications. Well, I don't care. Anyway, it makes sense to have this stuff. I mean, ever since I got the Steam Deck, I have these emulated games from my childhood. Those mainly just games from my childhood. Tobey Maguire Spider. The Tobey Maguire Spider-Man games, except for the third one, Ultimate Spider-Man, uh, Parasite Eve, the original Resident Evil 2 original. It's stuff like that that just I understand now. Coming from, constantly, I'm sorry, coming from a background of being a constant console gamer before, it all went to, on let's just say unflattery territories. It you know I don't want to deal with DRMs. I don't want to deal with uh, constant live service gaming, or the surprise mechanics, aka those what the hell were they called, the microtransaction boxes, whatever the hell they were called. Anyway, those, don't want to deal with all of that. And they're not really designed to even last that long. And what I mean by that, with the life cycle, because how can you play a game that needs to be constantly online? That's what I'm talking about right there. What is the point? other than for it to be basically a gambling machine. And that's another point, right? I'm sorry, and that's another focus I want to have with this because I don't want it ties into what the companies are not giving us. They're not truly giving us these polished single player games, and there's always this day zero, day one patch. Why can't it just be released polished or nearly polished? Not, I don't expect perfection, but I at least expect it to be playable enough so where it doesn't crash the whole freaking game or break your console or whatever. You know, it's it just seems like I don't know. It just seems like we're in this dystopia of entertainment. And I'm not trying to be a black pillar right now. Honestly, with the videos I made previously about the having a black being black pilled in entertainment, you know, I've come to reach this point where it's dumb. My views are changing. And honestly, it's going for the better, surprisingly. I'm not saying I'm optimistic, but I can see the value in things now. I can see the value. I can see and understand clearly about the. I'm sorry, guys. I wish I could word this as best as I can because it's just I can. It's like, man, someone just and this is all thanks to a friend who helped me deal with this negativity of looking at all different types of entertainment. Mainly, I was focusing too much on Western mainstream entertainment, and honestly, can you blame me for y'all who are not from America and you're from other countries in the United States? We it's just things have a majority of things like Hollywood, for example, the biggest influence right there for entertainment. It's just been nothing but it's just been psychotic and stupid, like utterly baffling with the decisions they make. I mean, I seen. I think maybe y'all seen this too on social media, regardless of Twitter. You may have seen this clip of like they showed Thanos in the What If season two. I see. I don't care because they Marvel messed up. But anyway, in season two of What If, they brought Thanos back, and then all of a sudden, of course, two of the protagonists are female, and one of the female protagonists just instantly wiped Thanos away. And I believe he had the gauntlet and all. And then they brought back Killmonger, and she did the same thing too, like effortlessly, like she's stronger than them. I remember when they were both when Captain Marvel, the first movie was coming out, they're boasting that Captain Marvel is strong, way stronger than Thanos or something like that. Which, of course, they're pulling out their ass because they don't know Captain Marvel in the first place. But anyway, uh, that's just a prime example of the stupidity, the downgrade of entertainment or quote unquote entertainment that we Americans are facing. Why we're looking more into making either our own stuff or into these indie creators, um, more into these local shops instead of these international. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting ahead of myself. But it's stuff like this. Like it's time to downsize. I think this to the point where things are just being too repetitive, especially with the superhero movies. Enough of that. Enough of that multiverse shit, man. We don't need it. We don't need it. Just leave it alone. I mean, it was cool, and the reason why it worked is because there was a goal to work towards. Once that goal has been achieved, and you're trying to venture into the beyond, stop trying to play it safe. Do something new. Like, or and there's nothing wrong with bringing like cameos and all that, but it's so formulaic, man. That's the biggest problem right there. There's just the formula has been used so much that even the actors don't even want to associate with certain things, you know. And I'm getting ahead of myself. I meant for this video to talk about emulation, but I guess in a way it does because you're going back to the past. You're revisiting the past. What what worked back then? Hell, even if it didn't work back then, it's still there to enjoy, or be or to clown on, whichever. But that's the beauty of it, because it was experimental. I think that's what modern entertainment is lacking. Maybe I've talked about this in the past video or something, but it's just things are not experimental anymore. They want safety without taking much risk, and if they do take much risk, it's it's in the stupidest way possible. Like, you rather do that than do this scene, or vice versa, whatever. So yeah, I guess that's the end of this video right here about emulation. Again, not trying to cause any drama. It's just it unlocks something in me. And I'm still, honestly, I'm still thinking about it hours later. But this is fascinating. This is a fascinating tweet. I don't know if the person really thinks emulation is piracy or not. It could be just a move um to go viral. That's what a lot of people are doing nowadays. So either way, congratulations, Bandicoot. You made me make a video about this, and you're making me think about entertainment as a whole. Well, American entertainment, really. But leave a comment, like, dislike, whichever you want to do. The world is yours. If you know that reference, please tell me. Please tell me you know that you get that reference. But anyway, see y'all later. Ciao.